Moments with Dr. Greta are brought to you by the Ashley Clinic in Chanute, Kansas. A gimmick. What is it? Well, it's something that gets your attention and it makes you curious. And so it probably affects some parts of your brain, like the dopamine centers, which are the motivation centers. Well, the idea of a gimmick is to either distract you or to change a behavior. Well, does it work for changing the behavior very much? Here was an interesting article out of Journal of Medical Internet Research on people who wanted to stop smoking. They were divided into two halves. They all had a phone app, but the phone app for one group had a pet dragon, and that was kind of a fun little thing. And in fact, the people who had the pet dragon looked at their phone app more than the people that had a phone app that was boring. In other words, they just had to enter stuff. But they did not see an increase in stopping smoking from either group. So what does this mean? Well, sometimes things that are a gimmick are just for distraction and they don't necessarily work to change behavior unless you are really on top of it. So do you ever do that with your kids? Do you ever use a gimmick with your kids? Well, maybe handing them the cell phone will shut them up for a little bit, but is it just meant for distraction or are you using it for anything else? How about other gimmicks like bribing, giving something so that they'll potty train? Well, that has some short-lived things too because we humans get bored. And when we get bored, we don't make much dopamine. And when we don't make much dopamine, we're not curious. And then things don't work as well for relearning. So the important thing to keep in mind is think about what you're doing with your kid. What gimmicks are you using? What are the motivational things you want to accomplish with it? And above all, be sure that you know the important thing that hug is not a gimmick. Give your kid a hug.